Good morning, students. So today we are going to have next poem of our syllabus, and the name of the poem is Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Students, you would think why I chose this poem, because this poem Keeping Quiet is very close to the present scenario. We are living in a lockdown period where we are not supposed to move anywhere. The schools are not open. We are continuing our studies online, and we are supposed to stay at home because we have to be safe. The poem Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda is asking for the same thing. The poet is asking us to be quiet for some time. He asks us, he demands the readers to be quiet for some hours, for some minutes, for some seconds, so that we may be able to introspect, we may be able to think what we are doing, why we are running in a rat race, why we are preparing ourselves for the war where the victory would be there, but there would not be any survivors. So all these questions will be answered, and we are going to have the poem Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. The poem Keeping Quiet was composed by Pablo Neruda, who was a Chilean poet who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1971. He wrote in green ink, which has his personal symbol for desire and hope. His writings are simple, wherein lies their beauty. Originally written in Spanish, the essence of this poem is based on introspection and retrospection. The poet is doing a kind of soul searching here, where he is demanding all of us to be quiet for some time. So first of all, in the first stanza, the poet is asking us to be quiet. He says, "Now we will count to 12 and we'll all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much." He is starting the poem, he is beginning the poem by counting till 12. Students, you would ask, why 12? Why not 13 or 14? Maybe because there are 12 hours in a clock. Maybe because there are 12 months in a year. He says he is going to count up to 12, and after counting 12 we all have to keep still. We means all the world on the earth. All the people in this earth, all the people throughout the world. He is not asking for any one country, for any one city. He says, for once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. In any language means, students, so many times we are speaking in different languages. Sometimes we are speaking in verbal language and sometimes we are speaking with the body language. So the poet is asking us not to speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. So many times we move our arms, we give gestures to the other people to understand us. But in this hour of introspection, the poet is asking us not to do anything, not to speak anything, not to speak in any language, not even a verbal language and not even non-verbal language. He is asking us to stop for 1 second, and we don't have to move our arms in any kind of gestures. He says, for once on the face of the earth. You can see the universal appeal in the poem. He is not asking about a country, about a particular city. He is asking for all the people, the whole humanity throughout the world. So students, about the first stanza, I would like to tell you the most important thing, the literary devices, the poetic devices. You can see we will, where W sound is repeated. This is called alliteration. Alliteration is actually the repetition of consonant sounds. Here we will, W sound is repeated. So this is alliteration. The poet is further saying, it would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. He says it would be an exotic moment, a strange moment, without any rush, without engines. Means there would not be any rush when all the people in the world would be keeping quiet for an hour, for a moment. There would not be any rush, there would not be any engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. We would all be together means not physically, we cannot be together physically all together. But wherever we are, we would all be together in a sense that we will all be keeping quiet. We will not say anything. And that would be a moment of sudden strangeness. Sudden strangeness because it would be a kind of strange moment for us and it would happen to us suddenly. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. Students, so many times the people are just working and working tirelessly. We are all the time working. We have so many aims to achieve, so many targets to fulfill, and all the time we are busy in some or the other work. But in this moment of keeping quiet, the poet is asking us not to do anything. He has just given an example of the fishermen, that even the fishermen would not go to the cold sea and would not harm the whales. They would not go for any kind of fish hunting. Again, you can see the poem is full of alliteration. We would, va sound is repeated. Sudden strangeness, sa sound is repeated here. So alliteration is a poetic device where the sounds are repeated. So in the previous slide, the poet is asking the fishermen not to go to the cold sea and not to harm the whales. Again, he is giving an example of the men who gather salt. He is asking them also not to do anything. So I am going to recite the next stanza. And the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Students, the poet says that the men who go to gather the salts, their hands are generally hurt. But this moment would be a moment when they would not go, they would not gather, they would not collect the salt and would get some time to look at their hurt hands, would get some time for themselves. Those who prepare green wars with gas, wars with fire. He says the world is busy while preparing themselves for the war. The countries are preparing themselves for the atomic bombs. For other kind of wars they are preparing. But he says that what happens actually in this kind of victory, there is no survivor left. Even when a country is defeated by another country, even when a country is winning over another one, there are so many people who lose their lives. There are so many children who lose their parents. There are so many wives who lose their husbands. So the poet doesn't want this kind of a victory where the survivor is nobody. Would put on clean clothes. He says that in that particular moment the people could put on clean clothes. Clean clothes actually is a symbol of having a new perception of life. It is a symbol of having a new thought. We have to remove the biases from ourselves. We have to put on clean clothes. We have to revive our perceptions that we were having for such a long time and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. In that particular moment, we just have to follow a kind of brotherhood. We have to walk with our brothers in the shade doing nothing. We can go to the shade of the tree and we would not be doing anything in that particular moment. So students, I again want to remind that this poem is very close to the present scene where we are not doing anything. We are all staying at our home, staying safe, staying at home, and this lockdown period is giving us a time for contemplating, introspection. Think about ourselves, what we are, where we are, why were we running in a rat race when it is all about just a single thing, about being happy, about living a peaceful life. Again, you must have seen that alliteration is there. Was with, v sound is repeated. Clean cloths, k sound is repeated. Hurt hands, her sound is repeated. And there is repetition also. Was word have been used more than once. So this is called repetition. I want to remind you, repetition is a poetic device where the words are repeated. Further, the poet says, what I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. The poet is confused whether the readers would not be able to interpret what he wants to convey. He says that my expression should not be taken as inactivity, means the readers should not be confused that I am asking the people to be inactive. No, life is what it is about. Life lies in the secret of being silent for some time. I want no truck with death. He says, I don't want any truck with death. When there are so many vehicles on the roads, there are so many deaths also, there are so many accidents also. He is again giving an example that when there would not be any trucks, any vehicles, people would not be rushing, people would not be having a wake driving, there would not be any death, people would not be suffering. Again, there is an example of alliteration. There are two examples of alliteration. We were and so single-minded. So single-minded. These are the examples of alliteration, students. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. The poet is just regretting upon the fact that we, the human beings, we become single-minded so many times. We just want that our life should be keep on moving, and for once could do nothing, and we think that we cannot do anything for this world. Perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness. So students, the poet says that if we keep a huge silence because the whole world will be keeping silence at that particular moment. So that silence of introspection, of retrospection, it might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Every day we are not able to understand ourselves. We are rushing, we are doing our works, we want to become the perfectionist, but we don't want to understand ourselves. He says this particular moment when he is asking everybody to keep quiet for some time, maybe this time we will use for introspection, maybe this time we will use for ourselves, for understanding ourselves, and we will not threaten ourselves with death. We will not be afraid of anything in that particular moment. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I'll go. The poet says, perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. The poet says that there are so many examples on earth which teaches us this time of introspection. He says that there are so many examples when we feel that the things are dead, but later on we feel that no, those things were not dead. They were not active for some time, but actually they have refreshed themselves. We can take the example of the seasons. Like in the autumn season, when everything is dry, dead, we feel that nothing is happening, but actually nature is preparing itself for the next seasons. When we sow a seed into the soil, we feel that the seed is not doing anything. There is no movement inside. But actually, students, the seed is just preparing to germinate after some time. So whenever we see that everything is dead, actually it is a time for our preparation for a better life, for a life when we will be refreshing ourselves. Another example I can give you, when we go to sleep at night, that time everything seems to be dead. We are just like dead people when we sleep. But after the wonderful sleep of 8 to 10 hours, we are again refreshed. We are again active and happy to live the life again. So with these words, the poet is asking us to keep quiet. He is again going to count till 12, and he's asking us all to keep quiet, and then he will go. So students, this was the explanation of the poem Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Hope you all liked this poem and you will be able to understand it yourself. Thank you so much for watching the video.